Sex trafficking within the U.S. is legally defined as commercial sex acts induced by force, fraud, or coercion, or commercial sex acts in which the individual induced to perform commercial sex has not attained 18 years of age. In the world, there is estimated to be about 30 million people enslaved today. This is double the amount of Africans enslaved in the transatlantic slave trade. It makes up a $32 billion industry in the world. And the most common form of human trafficking is sexual exploitation, making 79% of the overall industry. It is estimated that 2 children are sold every minute. This makes 1.2 million children trafficked annually. So in the U.S., sex trafficking in the U.S., a pimp can make somewhere between $150,000 to $200,000 each year, and the average pimp has around 4 to 6 girls. This makes it a $9.5 billion industry within the United States for sex trafficking. It is also said that 1/3 of all teens on the street will be lured into prostitution within 48 hours of leaving their house. So, in Georgia, Atlanta is the number 3 city in the United States with the highest incidence of child sexual exploitation. This means that about 200 to 500 underage girls are raped for profit each month. 7,200 men purchase underground girls for sex each month in Atlanta. 42% of these men come from the upper north side of Atlanta, right outside the perimeter of 285. So that's kind of in they say that most girls are actually also being taken from that area. So that's around the Norcross area, which is right outside 285 in the perimeter. The average age of girl forced into prostitution is somewhere between 11 to 14 years of age, and that's only the average age in Georgia. So that means there's girls that are much younger than 11. We're talking 8, 9 years old girls. And then there are girls that are older, 16, 17, but 11 to 14 is around the average. After entering the industry, the life expectancy of a girl is only 7 years. This will be due to the risk of overdose, STDs, suicide, and homicide. And then 90% of runaways end up in prostitution. So if we're talking that 1/3 of teens on the street be lured into prostitution within the 48 hours, 90% of those will actually end up in prostitution. Girls can be sold on average around 10 to 15 times per night. And this could be 6 days a week, totaling between around 9,360 to about 14,040 acts in a given year. Sex trafficking has been, at least in Atlanta, has been found in a variety of venues, including residential brothels, hostess clubs, online escort services, fake massage parlors, even strip clubs, and then street prostitution as well. So sex traffickers usually will frequently target vulnerable people. So they'll pinpoint girls who they believe are vulnerable, such as they might have histories of abuse or violence. And then traffickers will continue to keep girls in the industry by threats and lies and false promises, and any form of manipulation or control they can have over the individual of the victim to keep them in the sex industry. Abuse can come in the form of physical abuse and sexual abuse, Oftentimes, abuse will come in the form of repeated rapes by one or more people to create submission. And then fraud, a lot of times traffickers will present to the girls as being boyfriends or caretakers, and will also present this idea of a better life and promises to keep them in the industry. If there's anything else.